Welcome back to The Issue Is. John Chiang has won statewide elections multiple times, but he's struggled in the polls for governor. A recent issue of the widely read LA Downtown News endorsed Chiang for governor, the editorial saying, quote, Chiang is not the flashiest candidate in the race, not even close, but it adds that his 8 years as state controller and 4 as treasurer makes him the best prepared to helm a diverse state with a $190 billion budget. John Chiang recently joined us here in studio. Okay, so you're the treasurer, so let's talk about the budget to begin. The governor recently announced $8 billion in extra money that he wasn't accounting for. First up, how do you just find $8 billion extra dollars, and what do you think that money should go towards?
Well, strong positive news. We know that a decade ago, this state was being written off by people throughout the United States, mocking California. I was trying to keep California afloat as the state controller. Our economy had dropped, and we learned last week that California is now back up to the world's 5th largest economy. We ought to put some of the money aside, but then we ought to be investing in the critical issues. For me, the most important priority is education. We have a homeless and housing crisis in California. We should be spending some of those monies in those areas.
Do you think that California has gone too far when it comes to the sanctuary state bill? And what do you say to people who say maybe it's time to rethink what you're doing?
No, we took the right step. We ought to affirm the fact that this is a state of great diversity, built on the backs of not only the Native Americans, but the immigrants. Somewhere along the line, you know, most of us are products of people who came to this country. We want to protect those values. We also want to protect public safety, but I believe that we ought to protect the California Values Act.
Yeah, okay, we want to do something called the policy issue. These are issues that maybe don't get a lot of attention. Of course, the rape kit issue is one of those. And I want to see, you get to pick one of these.
I'll let you pick the most vexing question you have.
No, you pick.
Okay.
You pick.
I'll go with number 1. Let's see, behind door number 1.
Okay, it says education. Does California have too many or not enough charter schools, and why?
Well, the charter schools are here to stay. We need to make sure that they're held accountable, right? No for-profit charter schools. That's absolutely, we shouldn't be using public taxpayer dollars to line the pockets of those in the private sector. We need to make sure that the charter schools, like traditional public schools, have disclosure of conflict of interest, greater transparency, making sure that they follow the same rules and regulations. And so I think that levels the playing field and gives everybody better access.
What do you make of the fact that Antonio Villaraigosa is getting $8.5 million at least from charter school advocates? What do you think they want from that money?
Well, it's clear what they want for that money. And then I think it's right. This race, unfortunately, like so many races, has turned into one of the special interests. Some of Gavin's special interest supporters are attacking me today because my numbers are going up in the polls. And, you know, we know Antonio's special interests are pushing their particular interests. It's time.
So where are you guys different on charter schools, policy-wise?
Accountability, transparency, no for-profit.
Okay, let's talk for a moment about the personal issues. This is where we get to have some fun, right? Get to know a little bit more about your personality, and we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock and ask you a bunch of questions. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Dog or cat?
Love dogs.
Favorite book?
Youth Fahrenheit 451.
Favorite band or musician?
Bruce Springsteen.
Me too. Favorite quote or motto?
Let's see. Saint Francis Assisi, all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
One thing you bring to a deserted island?
Passion.
Woo! Beer or wine?
Well, I get gout with beer, so wine.
Okay.
I love beer, though.
What is your passion? Tell me more about that.
Oh, I love hanging out with my family and friends. So at the end of the day, I think most people, you know, you have this incredible gift. I have parents who made extraordinary sacrifices.
Well, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it, and best of luck to you in the race for governor.
And thank you for your mom for making those cookies and brownies.
Oh, yes. My mom made cookies for the green room, so I'm glad you like them.
I'm going to try one now.
Thank you very much. I love you, Mom. Thank you. You can listen to in-depth conversations with Chiang and all of the leading candidates for California governor right now. The Issue Is podcast streaming wherever you listen to podcasts. Our panel